Honestly, I don't know what it is about this month. I don't know what it is. Once it gets a Christmas crunch, it's like all the form, the great stuff prior means absolutely nothing. I mean, I get it. This is the month where it's tough. It's intense for the entire squad. You've got games coming thick and fast. In other countries, they normally have a Christmas period for a reason, but here in this country, we don't do that. And the reality is, this is Tuchel's first ever Christmas periods. Last season, he took over once this period ended, and we saw in this period where the team did collapse, where Lampard got sacked during this time and Tuchel took over the team afterwards. So, Tuchel can learn in this period because I think he has to. I think there's certain things we have to do working in the training ground as well. And I think one of the main things actually is two things I have to see. Better substitutions. I get that now that the team is going to get overloaded, and when we listen to these press conferences, a manager's talking in 4K, what Tuchel says is that this is a period where you have to be on top of the squad, where he has to liaise with the medical team, the data analysts, to make sure he's preventing any players being overloaded. That's why Ziyech, you're not going to see him play a full 90 minutes throughout this entire month, because we know how his body breaks down. We know that he's still not 110% fully there just yet too. So Tuchel is going to be forced to make subs. We saw it again in the second half too, when Alonso had to come off because we need him in other games because he is our only left wing back. Now, a few of us were probably guessing that, wing back strength is what we kind of needed, but the option today to use Hudson-Odoi is not the one. We've seen them experiment with Reece James as well too. Maybe I've seen it fail twice now. Hudson-Odoi in that second half is not a wing back at all, an absolute waste of his creativity, and he's very poor defensively. To even rely upon him makes no sense, even though I understood why, because you're thinking 2-2, the game's tied, we need to really attack West Ham. But today, man, West Ham are punishing us for some of these balls in behind. Long balls over the top for Bowen and Antonio to run the channels, run the flanks, and, get in front to win. And, Bowen, I'm going to say, had an outstanding game today. Outstanding game. And that does happen because West Ham are a good team. And this is the Premier League, the most difficult league in the world for a reason. But as I'm saying, this is a period now for Tuchel to shine, to make those right subs, to, make the right subs at the right time. Know when to sniff blood. I've been saying that sometimes. I feel like my only small criticism, and it's the smallest criticism, is that he can be a bit too textbook at times. But regardless of that, you guys, before I continue on the review, I want to pose this question to you all. And I think that's to do with our striker. I think we can all admit that when Lukaku came on in the second half, some of the final third fluidity did die down. And I made the same complaints against, after that Man United game. A lot of people thought it's excuses, the typical nonsense, blah, blah, blah. But we see a thing where our strikers don't seem to necessarily gel with the team as well, compared to when we have a false nine that is dropping deep and is encouraging guys to run in behind the lines and break the lines. We're not seeing that at all. The minute a striker comes on, it's like the U shape of death comes back. All our wide play comes exclusively out from wide. We're one-dimensional. We're only putting crosses inside the box against teams that are parking the bus essentially. And I've seen it happen throughout last season. Let's not forget that we picked up many draws under Tuchel last season as well too. And I think that he must find the right solutions offensively, because let's not forget he commissioned the signing of a 100 million man. And my thing is just that Lukaku today is not looking like Lukaku that we know him. We've seen him for Belgium. We saw him for Inter Milan as well. Lukaku was not playing by just literally playing as a focal point up front, playing off his man. It's very limiting. And this system will not get the best out of Lukaku if we continue to force this type of chance production for him. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen. Tuchel has to find something. And this is why I've said 4-3-3 at times, because I think with an extra man in between the lines in the final third, it can make a big difference for him. That's only my thoughts. I'm not the manager, and we'll see what has to happen. But we're seeing strikers failing right now. We're not looking like we're creating consistent chances for them. And for me, Tuchel has to do something here. But regardless, you guys, your thoughts below. Are we looking better with a false nine, or is the striker maybe it's the striker's fault? What do you guys think? But, to move on to the main parts of the review. For me today, can I say this was an embarrassing performance? Absolutely not. I saw players fucking fighting today. I saw desire. I saw the hard work being put in. I saw some good performances from many players. I'm looking at Mason Mount, I'm looking at Loftus-Cheek, I'm looking at Christensen and Silva as well. You know, Antonio is one of the most difficult strikers to play against in the league. And the way they defended him by not giving him space to receive the ball in turn, but to read the game ahead, you know, be proactive, get in front of him, worked out time and time again. And some of the goals we scored, the team play was great. But what typified the game today? Certain individual mistakes. It's a shame. And luck, because in this fluke fake month, I'm not surprised at Masuaku's winner. And the thing is, I think we all can see that that was a cross. That was never meant to be a shot in the near post. Is that Mendy's fault? It's my opinion. No agendas. I don't care. I'm not defending myself. It's my goddamn opinion. For me, I don't think Mendy made a mistake there, because throughout the entire game, of course, he was collecting crosses. That's what Mendy's amazing at. He's a proactive goalkeeper that he's not standing on his goal line of what Kepa used to do, and we concede all the time because, you know, there's no pressure there and no one commanding his zone or his books. Mendy was doing that all game today. It was just a pure fluke of a goal that went in. I can't use that against him. I'm sorry, I'm not. And for the first goal as well too. I think there seems to be a bit of a 50-50 debate right now between whether it was Jorginho's fault for the poor back pass or if it was Mendy's fault for giving away the penalty. Now, of course, you know, Mendy gave away the penalty, but it was going to be hard for him considering that he had to improvise in the moment because the pass that came back to him from Jorginho did not have any weight at all. That meant he could not clear the ball. Let's look. I mean, I don't feel like I need to explain this. You know what I mean? Like, it's not FIFA where some next fake animation is going to come in and, you know what I mean, just like make something happen between the frames. It's not like that. If the back pass had more weight, Mendy will clear that first time is what he has been doing. But it didn't come back with enough weight. And for me, I'm not going to hold that against him because today he was commanding, especially from set piece situations and making some good saves as well too. It was just an unlucky day in the office, and that is my opinion. But I don't know, you guys. Of course, we saw West Ham today showing exactly why they are in the position they're in. They got to get some credit for that. It's not the first time they've, like, you know, picked off points against some of the big boys in the country. And with this crazy ass month, you know, seeing players like Jarrod Bowen putting in an outstanding performance, it really was that good. That goal he scored for the second goal as well too, you know, took that shot early. You know, it went between Christensen's legs. You know, if you perform things to the right technique excellently, then you're going to boost your chances more of scoring a goal. I mean, my opinion for that second goal was that I thought maybe Lukaku and Ziyech did not press and close down the defence quickly enough, because with how we play, with how Tuchel wants the team to play, we normally stop the pressure from the top. That's why he likes to have Mason Mount and guys pressing from the front. And maybe it's no surprise why Ziyech came off straight after that, but you know, the goals that West Ham scored, they can happen. But it's a bit disappointing considering the class that we showed in moments, especially in that first half. I mean, you know, the set piece goal, Mason Mount's delivery from the right hand side, putting in dangerous balls time and time again. None of that nonsense we saw with Alonso against Man United. No surprise, Thiago Silva, one of the best defenders in the country so far, gets in his head to that, and we're deservedly 1-0 up. It's a shame that Jorginho had another mistake in him, in my opinion. I'm not holding it against him. I'm not in that bracket where I hate Jorginho. If you force me in that bracket, just don't waste your time watching me because you don't know me and you don't understand how I see the game. Giving momentum back to West Ham, just, you know, giving away a fake moment like that is not good enough. It really was not good enough. But the thing is, we reacted to that in spectacular fashion with the second goal. You know, Loftus-Cheek, who absolutely ran the field today, was one of our best players today. He was the one that kickstarted that second goal attack, and he's showing and demonstrating that he's more than just dribbling between the lines. If some of you guys are only expecting Ruben to run between the lines and just like that's only his game, you're not paying attention, bro. You're not looking at the details. He is more than that. And one thing he's showing this season too is that the defensive liability people said that he was going to be before the start of the season, again, was more proof of more nonsense that gets regurgitated for no reason. Excellent ball out wide to Ziyech, first time quick. And Hakim Ziyech with his trademark crossfield, beautiful weighted passes. You know, it's like the similar dipping effect that Hudson-Odoi plays his switch balls with as well. That's his bread and butter. And it's a shame that we haven't seen him get to play that type of ball consistently, because that's one of the best things he's really good at. So again, that cross he paid into Mason Mount came at such a perfect weight that Mount had the time to know what shot he was going to take, And he had the time to then take that shot first time side-footed volley. I mean, that is top-class football. That was 2-1, and I was really thinking, boom, that's it. But again, small little, defensive mistakes in our game today. Even for the third goal, could we have closed down the cross to Masuaku? When I was doing my live stream, I was like, you guys need to close them down quick, close them down. Don't let that cross come in. The cross did come in the most flukiest of fashions, and like I said, that cross be played in 1,000 times, and it will only go in once in that fluky manner. So I don't know if I can be blaming Mendy for anything like this at all today. Like I'm saying, that's my opinion. But I don't know, it just feels like the reaction when we have to get back in the game, I think that's the one thing we're not seeing. What was disappointing, I guess, is that normally when we take the lead, we're not just giving up goals easily. The football doesn't just die down, But that was quite uncharacteristic in that sense. But I need to see something from Tuchel now, where it's not everything by the textbook. Do we have to exclusively always end the game with 3 at the back time and time again? Especially in a league like this, where for me, I'm always saying you have to sniff the blood. You need to know momentum and when to go for it at times. We have the options off the bench. We take the leads. You bring on Aspilicueta to form another back three, for example, and that's how we protect the lead, man. But this experiment of seeing Hudson-Odoi as a left wing back, I was a bit disappointed with his cameo. Callum, for me, he's got the quality, but I think at times, sometimes he's just, he's not taking enough responsibility. He's playing like he's 30 years old sometimes, where, you got the ability to create openings for yourself to take shots, bring a different dynamic. Most times he was getting the ball. If you're going to put a cross in, he was just playing a pass backwards to a Ruben or Jorginho to take a shot from outside the box. And I'm thinking, you're in positions where you can quickly shift the ball to your right foot and hit a low-driven shot against the keeper, force something, create that panic, create your own luck. And that's what you need to break down these stubborn teams, because we will see more teams as we've seen with United and West Ham, parking the bus in the middle, stopping us play through the middle. And we need other players in these positions to make something happen with their individual quality. Because today, that was the difference between us and West Ham in the sense, even saying that, it sounds harsh, because we did show those moments at times. It was a tight game. But I just think that with the amount of money we spent on offensive players, that is the one thing under Tuchel I feel has not reached that same level compared to the rest of the entire team. But there you guys, that's my thoughts on the game today. Of course, leave your thoughts below as well too. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of negativity. Players embarrassing, not good enough. I mean, who has to get sold this week? I'm sure you guys are going to let us know in the comment section. Last week it was Ruben's not good enough, but today he's one of the best players today, running midfields compared to Jorginho, who in games like this where I want to see that quality with lofted passes played. When I look at Bayern Munich play, when I see Kimmich playing passes, it's not exclusively on the ground time and time again. It's easy to defend against. It's not good enough at times. It needs to be a lot more than that. But that's my thoughts and opinions, you guys. Share yours below. I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Lions TV. I'm very upset. I don't feel like I've been robbed. I just feel upset that, we didn't win the game today. So, cool, you guys.